So I managed to see one movie this weekend, and that is uh, Niki Caro's The Zookeeper's Wife. It opened on Friday, and it stars Jessica Chastain. It's based on a true story of a husband and wife in Poland who ran a zoo right before the dawn of World War II. After World War II begins, they are in Warsaw. I don't know if I said that. They begin to hide Jews in their basement and in their home in order for them to survive past the occupation. They smuggle them out of the ghetto. That's the basic plot. It begins with this really lovely sort of idyllic few scenes of Antonina, Jessica Chastain's character, with the animals, her morning routine. She's like riding a bike, and this camel just like jogs with her. It's beautiful. She helps an elephant give birth. It's like so much animal porn. It's so beautifully filmed, and you just see the incredible empathy coming out of this character. And then there's this like horrific bombing. Horrific. And she shows these animals dying, and it is like unexpected and heartbreaking. And some of them are, they're dying because of the bomb falling on them. Some of them are being killed by Nazis. It's really intense. And like on my way to the theater, I saw what I think was a dog that had been hit and just left in the middle of the road. So I was already in kind of a vulnerable place, and I wasn't expecting this, because I didn't see the trailer. I didn't really read about it. I just wanted to go in kind of cold, and I knew about the safeguarding Jews part. I did not know I was signing up for a lot of animals to die, and it was really intense. And I think I've read several reviews that sort of said that there was more weight given to the animals dying than the lives that they were saving, and I don't think that's a fair assessment. I think there's a compare and contrast sort of the total and complete brutality of war, that it doesn't just affect humans, it affects animals in a way that we don't think about. Like, I never thought in all of my learning about World War II, I never once thought about all the different zoos. I don't like zoos. I don't go to zoos. I understand the need for conservation of animals. I don't like putting them on display, and I don't like going and looking at them. And something like this is exactly why, like, because then they can get bombed, and these animals didn't ask for that. So it's tough. But the whole point, I think, of the film is that the reason we got to where we got with the war was a lack of empathy by a whole lot of people. And this couple had so much empathy, and people like them had so much empathy that they were able to overcome. But at the same time, so much was lost, and that's sort of what the film is showing. And it's done in true to Niki Caro style. It's done in a very delicate and almost mannered way. That, like, if you saw McFarlane USA a few years ago, it had the same sort of delicate hand. I think she's a great filmmaker. But after the scene with the animals, it shifts into showing you the horrors of the Warsaw Ghetto and the things that people did to escape. And it's a lot. And I know people tend to, when they review any movie about the Holocaust, compare it to every other movie about the Holocaust. And I think that's bullshit. Take the movie on its own merits. Did you like it? Did you not like it? It's not this movie. Of course it's not that movie. It's just, I think that is the laziest form of criticism. I think Jessica Chastain was amazing in this film. Her husband was played by Johan Heldenbergh. I've never seen him in anything before. I don't think they had great chemistry. he gave a really heartbreaking performance of a man who his entire life shifts from what his life work with animals and then shifting into being basically a like a what's the word I'm looking for, a resistance fighter, because he knew he had to do the right thing, and they all had to do the right thing. There's also Daniel Brühl playing the evil Nazi. He is getting a little bit typecast, I guess, as evil Nazis, but he's a great actor. I always like to see him. I think he has a really unique screen presence, both when he's in English and when he gets to speak his native German. I just thought this was a great film. I cried a lot. And for me, most of the time, if a film makes me cry, it's done its job. Like, this was a film that was set to make you cry and make you think about things. And I cried and thought about things. So, I think it worked. There's this other character that is like this, like all the doctors know each other, and he basically, his job once he gets into the ghetto is to make sure these children are as happy as they can possibly be in this situation. And he, every time someone tries to save him, because he's like a famous guy, he's just like, nah, this is my job now. And it's heartbreaking. But you realize, like, he knew that, like, if he wasn't there for these kids, who's going to be there for these kids? And that kind of empathy is something I think we should all strive for. So this was a beautiful film, and you should check it out. If you're in Atlanta, it's at the Terra Theater. It's in 400 theaters across the United States, so it's not quite wide, but it's in a lot of places, and you should go see it. I want to read the book now. Apparently, it's a nonfiction book using the diaries of Antonina, so that's interesting. I'm going to have to check it out. I'm still sad, so I'm going to, like, watch Frasier and try to recover. This was Niki Caro's The Zookeeper's Wife, and I highly recommend it.